There's a guy named Stephen Fulham, I believe his name is. And we have, it's so funny, we did a webinar the other day, and I showed these screenshots of Stephen writing into our support desk in March. Okay, and Stephen says, man, I really want to take this course, but it's just too much money. And so Wilson, my business partner, responds to him, and he says, hey, I understand. We don't want everybody to take this course. We just want the people who it's right for to take this course. So let's help us decide if it's right for you. I really think you should consider it because of these reasons, et cetera, right? And then Stephen replies back, and he goes, well, I misspoke. I don't think it's too high of a price. I think it's too high of a price for me, which is kind of interesting, right? All of a sudden it's changed a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. And so what he's really saying is I can't afford it. This is what he's trying to say, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the reality. I'm sure if you found a way, whether you spread it across a couple credit cards or not, right? Or whether you did a wire transfer, or you found a business partner to split the bill with you to go in on this on half, right? If you really wanted this, I think you could find a way to make it happen. Okay, and so that was kind of the case with Stephen. When we sent back to Stephen, I totally understand, but boy, I would really wish for you to find a way to get into this. Does it make sense for you to get into this? Let's look at it. Yes, it does make sense, yada, yada, yada. So here's what Stephen did. At the last second, right before this offer was pulled away from March all the way until just now when it finally opened like 7 months later, right? He pulled the trigger and he signed up. He found a way when it was all said and done. I believe him and his brother went into business together, right? Mm-hmm. So Stephen just made it in. Let me share with you Stephen's testimonial because I have it right in front of me. Stephen says we actually just got our $10,000 month, our first $10,000 month. This was like last month. And he goes on to say we're at about 55 to 60% profit margin from that. So he takes home at least half of that, right? So in 1 month now automatically, and this has been going on for a couple months, he's already made his money back and a lot more, right? And it just keeps going up. He says we actually have 3 products up now. And yeah, we're doing probably about 15 sales or so with the first product. He goes, it's almost like it's guaranteed. It's just rinse and repeat. We just do the same thing, the process from start to finish that we did with the first product. It's already happening with the second and the third product. So very quickly, these guys are going to go from 5 to 10 to 15, right?
Right.
Well, they're actually already at 10 for their first product, but their second product's going to do that, and their third product's going to do that, right? And I love this. Here's what he says. I do want to say, and I'm not just blowing smoke, I've been happy from day one that I found out about this through Jason and Will and not through somebody else just because of the support that you've had from the beginning and just the feeling of you guys actually caring that we're successful and not just you got the money from us, right? Final thing in his testimonial, he says, then the call. Just a couple things that we got from the call have for sure generated more income from us almost automatically. We just turned around and the next day just implemented the things that you told us. Our sales increased, no doubt. So he's talking about the one-on-one consultation with me, right? Mm-hmm. By the way, don't just take my word for this. Go to sendnext.com/Zane. I have his testimony on that page, and even better, I called him on the phone and asked him to give it to me. And if you push the play button on there, you can listen to Stephen in his own words say what I just said. Okay, so this is a real person. I didn't make this up. This is a real legitimate person. Now think about this. And there's 2 things that go through my head. The first is I'm very pleased because Stephen pulled the trigger. He didn't let some little excuse stop him from making a big difference in his life, right? He barely got in, but he got in. He pulled the trigger. So that part delights me. Thank God. Stephen's successful, and he made the right decision, right? But here's the part that scares me. How many people were like Stephen who were on the fence